I don't want to take my pill.
Get your pill!
Alright, David. Alright, I'm not teaching. Fucking had it. You dim that light. Dimmer.
I'll dim it.
Dimmer.
I dim it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's dim.
I'm the boss. Oh shit, are we recording? Hey David, are you ready for this week's Talkcast?
Yeah, we already did the first part, I
guess.
guess.
Of course you're ready, because this is part 2.
G4! Applause.
Go get it.
God damn. I don't know where it is.
It's your room.
Yeah, but I packed a bunch of shit. Oh, no, I think I know where it is.
I also want to mention that this is going to be
uncut. It's going to be super cut. Right?
No. Part 2 is special, ladies and gentlemen, because this will be one go, one throw. And it goes up on YouTube. And I'm going to try something special with it. I guess to clarify, me and David are going to experiment real quick. We're doing 2 separate parts. And he's going to edit the first one, and I'm going to edit the second one. And we're just going to see which version we like the best. And see which one works. Why, thank you, audience. Yes, I know. I also didn't mention part 2 is being recorded
live.
Yes, yuck it up. My penis was showing. Anyway. That's not cool, dude. Alright. Well, this is, of course, the second part to the
Gaming Talkcast.
Yeah.
Video games.
PS Triple.
PS Triple.
The Wii U
looks like a dildo.
Looks like a dildo. Oh my god, that's ancient. That's like ancient memes.
It's like fossilized. Go back in the pre-modern times. Yep. Pre-modern.
I heard Martin, like before the
yeah,
show Martin. Everyone's favorite. I don't remember jack shit about Martin. I saw my dad watching it and just being like, why are you watching this trash, Dad?
Yeah, Dad. What's up with your taste?
You should be watching fucking Boku no Osoku Special Girl. I don't know. Have animes named their shit that in like years?
There's always some weird sounding animes.
No, but now it's just like my girlfriend is a slime in the dungeon that I went in.
Yeah.
I can't believe my sister can cook this good.
Or it's trapped in the game world and we're have a cooking show. I don't know.
I finally get into a video game, and I just so happen to be the weak one. Is my favorite one right now.
There's a lot of them.
Anyway, so mainly we want to talk about G4, but David just had to talk about a special game, a certain game that he played this past few weeks, and he has a strong opinion on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3, I said last time that I was playing it. I was having a good time. It was alright. It was like a third in. And there were definitely some issues I had, but I was waiting to see where it went, if things were gonna, get better and the experience would be okay, but it didn't. It just straight up didn't. And well, I'll just say that
he's got a fucking list.
I really wanted to like this game. I played the first one when I was a kid. Played the second one when it came out 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked them. It was fine. It was a cool concept. Disney, Final Fantasy is very
It was
unique.
one of the first truly... Oh, no. It was one of the most successful fan fictions.
Crossovers, yeah.
I'm calling it what it is. It's a fan fiction. And,
yeah.
I mean, right next to Roger Rabbit. Can't cut that, ladies and gentlemen. That's going in the final product. Anyway, yeah, Kingdom Hearts was a special kind of game.
Yeah, and a special time, and it really affected a lot of people. People were really amped up for this game, dude.
Yeah.
First, it was like 13 years?
I feel like if something like Kingdom Hearts, like, debuted right now, a lot of people would just laugh at it and, like, not even give it a chance.
Yeah, it was definitely in a good time when it came out. 2002.
But when the fucking, like, when, like, fucking Japanese stuff was really, like, hitting the States, you know, those gaijins hard.
Yeah, Tokyo Pop, all this anime
Disney.
shit in middle school.
Who didn't love Disney? Like, seriously.
Yeah, that too. You grew up with the movies, the VHS tapes.
Yep.
Remember never. Alright, well, it came out in 2019. I think it was announced in 2014. A lot of shit came out between then, but, like... So, you know, I went at it an open mind. I wanted to give it a chance. I wanted to like it. But there was... I guess I'll split it into two different parts, which is disappointments and grievances. And that's how I felt. Right at the end. Yep. That's... Oh god, what's his name? The director?
Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah, that's his pants falling down. With the fucking sales that came in. I don't know.
That was his pants falling down?
No, that's him taking a shit.
Tetsuya, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Go back to Square Enix.
Zip up your damn pants with your fucking 17 zippers, motherfucker!
Yeah, straight up. There's so many zippers, you can't keep those pants up.
I'll just say, you know, spoilers, just overall right now, if you don't want to listen, I give it a 3 out of 5, but it's because of the last moments. But for the majority of the game, it was a 2 out of 5. And it picked it up right at the end. It was not a great experience. And I'll go into why. Yeah. So...
You gotta fix this problem. It looks like,
There's a leak in the bow. We're recording on a ship. So Steamboat Willie up in here in Disney. No, that was Kingdom Hearts 2 when there was a lot of... Yeah. Alright, we have a sound box.
oh, yeah. I didn't want to address it, but I feel like we have to.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking with it.
Yeah. So I guess I'll try to get this done as soon as possible so Kevin can stop fucking with the sound box.
Well, everybody knows that people want to play Kingdom Hearts. Everyone knows Square Enix only made that fucking series so they can make some dank. Okay, I think it's fine. I think it's an okay game.
Yeah,
I really can't, see, part of the reason why I'm like dodging so much is I really can't justify giving it a 2.5 because it really isn't that mediocre of a game. I think what they accomplished was really impressive. I think they delivered on what they promised. I don't think that it really needed anything. And really, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 were like pretty bare bones when they first came out. Maybe not so much the first one, because I remember being a lot of like post-game content. But we got the second version, didn't we?
Yeah, we got Final Mix eventually. With
No.
3 releases.
I mean, we got the game after Japan got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the final mix because they had all the stuff we didn't, right? Am I wrong on that? I might be wrong on that.
We didn't get the final mix versions until years later.
I don't know. I might be confusing it with a different game series, but I feel like the first game came out, had more bosses, and then they did final mix, and then they added one more boss, and the English voices.
I don't remember. There's definitely a boss fight missing with the organization club member.
It's Xemnas.
I don't think you actually see the person.
It's Xemnas.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm retarded, I'm sorry, we're not going to check. So, there. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I only played the base versions of both games. I didn't go back to play the final mix versions.
I did.
So my, I guess, expectations were based on that.
David,
Yeah.
I did. They're not that different. The second one just gives more insight, but the final mix.
Well, I just mean in terms of more content.
No, I get you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into it. So,
but those are final mixes.
Mhm.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is Kingdom Hearts 3. I'd argue that game has a lot of content. It's just not the content anyone wanted.
Well, we'll see. I don't think they could add enough content to really make it that much difference for me in terms of how I think about it. Well, I'll just get into it.
Yeah,
So I didn't want to go into it with too much expectations, but it is a third of a series. Like, I have to compare it to the things that came, at least this 1 and 2 that came before. I'm not going to compare it to Birth by... I haven't played those.
Especially since there's like 10 games that came before this one.
Well, I'll just do 1 and 2 because that's what I played.
Yeah.
I think that's being generous, to be honest, since I haven't played the other ones. But, so, just off the bat, there's no Final Fantasy characters besides like very small references like the Moogle.
Other than the Moogle, there's only one reference to Cloud in the Hercules station. That's it.
Yeah, it's like, and I feel like a lot of people were brushing it off. That some YouTubers that are into Kingdom Hearts that I watch, like it's fine. It's fine. There's enough with all the original Kingdom Hearts characters, but I'm like, that was the main point of the series, is combining Disney and Final Fantasy. And it was a big draw. And even if they took it out of this game, those characters mattered in those games in the main story. Now they're just gone. Sora doesn't even give a fuck. Doesn't even talk about them.
Even Zack was in Birth by Sleep.
Oh yeah. But it's like, there's no Cloud. There's no Leon.
It's just okay. I get what you're saying.
There's no Sephiroth boss fight.
They were relevant to 1 and 2. But in 3, they're just non-existent. It's just like, well, what happened? Like, why aren't they here?
I mean, if they just put them off to like a fucking world, and they just like call them up and say like, "What's up? What's going on?" Like, that would have been fine. Like, why didn't they just do that at least?
I heard that the reason they didn't do that is because they had built the models, they had everything for the characters, but they had just decided like, they just don't fit well with the story that we're trying to tell, so they don't put them in.
What? You're going to different Disney worlds. You're crossing
but they have,
doesn't matter.
They have enough original.
Now they're going for story consistency.
They have enough original characters that they don't need to use the Final Fantasy characters anymore.
Yeah, but it would have made better. I was expecting it. It would have been cool. Why not?
I actually really disagree with you on that.
Wow. Why?
I don't think it would be cool. I think it'd be cringe as hell. I mean, considering how cringy Kingdom Hearts already is, those cutscenes were hype as shit in those games. And I'm gonna give Kingdom Hearts 3 that. There weren't enough of them. But what we got were fucking rad. The cutscenes were my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts 3. Especially in the Pirates world. Those cutscenes fucking cleaned house. That's like the best part of the whole game, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Of the Disney worlds.
Right. Some moments in them were cool. But
no.
But remember 2 when you had all the characters going to that giant battle and you had the small moments with each character? It was pretty dope. And then you go and Cloud has to fight Sephiroth and there's nothing. There's fucking nothing. It's just a disappointment. This is a straight up disappointment for me.
At the end of the game.
They
hype up the fight with everybody, and it's supposed to be a fucking war, dude. Come on. That's what makes that ending world so much more impactful.
For this game?
Yeah.
I'll get into it.
Alright,
so disappointment. The gummy ship. I'll just say that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Gummy ships were such an improvement. I cannot...
From this game?
Yes!
No, set 2, I'm pretty sure 2 was better.
Oh, God.
I did not
I could not disagree with you
I did not like how much resources they put into this exploration shit. It was not fun for me.
Oh, man. Oh, no. I just can't... I love that it's open world. I love that there's freedom to do. You're not forced... Yes, you're forced to do the gummy ship parts, but you're not forced to do anything you don't want to unless there's a boss fight at the end of the thing.
I mean, yeah, you're not forced to, but just to skip through it was a slog.
Not even.
It was so much. Okay,
not even.
One
David.
big part of this just whole game is just padding. There's just so much padding of wasted time that I don't even. That was just not fun. I'm just going through the motions and whatever.
David, did we play the same game?
Yes, we did.
There is no padding because there's nothing in between the fucking worlds.
I'll go into padding.
Explain to me what you mean by that.
In the worlds.
And by the way, the whole audience, the whole studio audience right now. Thank you, Trumpets Mackenzie. He's one of our special guests tonight.
So, padding for the gummy ship?
No, just the game in general.
Okay. Well,
I mean, yes, there's things to do in the gummy ship that don't really matter, but that doesn't make them any less fun.
No, I didn't even do those. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about how you can't move fast enough. It feels so fucking slow.
Why do you need to move fast?
Because I just want to go to the next world and do this shit. Because the gummy ship wasn't fun.
But they're better now. They refined them.
2 was better.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was better shmup. The presentation was better.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Get out of here with that on rails bullshit.
The shmup sections in the gummy ship, this one were terrible. It felt so tacked on.
It's not a shoot 'em up.
When you actually shoot the enemies, it felt terrible, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. I kicked those guys' asses in like a minute.
Yeah, but it wasn't fun.
This is like the most intense we've ever gotten on the podcast.
Okay.
My god.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Well, I'll get into padding and grievances. Right now, it's just disappointments of expectations.
Okay.
So, the combat. Why are there only like 6 spells? And also, they don't work. Like arrow, for example, it used to be like a shield.
Yeah.
Like it would lessen damage and everything. Now it's just like a wind gust that you throw out. It's like, okay, they literally changed what the spell was from before. And
I don't mind that so much. I don't mind changing the spell. I don't necessarily agree that there's too many spells. If anything, the very little spells we have are broken.
I don't like how there's very little spells. There used to be time stop,
I think there's the same
gravity. There's a bunch of spells in the originals, man.
I think those are the same spells. I'll look them up right now, but I don't think they're that many.
There's at least 4 more, which is a lot more. I think in 2, there's a gravity, time stop. I think there's some other stuff.
Gravara, Stopra, Araga. We have that. I'm pretty sure the gravity one's in the game.
No, not in 3.
Okay. Fire Up, Blizzard, Thunder, Gravity, Cure, Iroh, and Stop were the spells in Kingdom Hearts 1. Shall I go on?
It's up to you, man.
The spells in Kingdom Hearts 3 are...
No, Kingdom Hearts 2.
I'm doing 3.
Okay.
Fire, Water, Blizzard, Thunder, Iroh, Cure. Oh, you're right! Oh, man!
Who the fuck uses water, by the way? I mean, I guess the
Thunder is the most OP one. Nobody uses it.
Thunder! I just Cure, Thunder, Blizzard, I didn't like using. And 1 I liked using Blizzard. I don't remember how I used it in 2. Fire, the magic auto tracks to the enemies, it just flows around.
You know what, David?
What?
Now that you bring it up, the game does feel like it cut corners a lot. Like, they put so much... Listen. I'm not upset because all I wanted was to go into decent worlds and fight enemies. And that's what I got. And these were far beyond decent worlds than I could have ever imagined. These were perfect worlds for the worlds... For, like, the properties they picked. Okay? Like, I was not let down. Maybe for the Pirates one, but the cutscenes more than made up for that one. Pirates one is the world's worst one, by the way. That one is a slog. Slog is as slog can slog. But I just... Yeah, they cut corners, but I got what I wanted.
I'm glad you had a good time. I wish I did, dude, because it's just the majority of what I played with was not fun.
I'm glad we have this differing opinion because it's not just you and it's not just me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are feeling let down by this game. But I just feel like people's expectations were way too high because of the long wait. When realistically, this isn't the third Kingdom Hearts game. There's like
This is
fucking 10 before it.
Yeah. But I would, like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be amazing. I was expecting at least some improvement over 2.
I'll give you that.
That's it. I mean, it's the next one, you know? So...
But what didn't you get other than...
Oh, I'll get into it, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so... Alright, so just keeping on with the combat. A lot of this stuff might be nitpicky, but... It's not just one thing, like 2, 3, or 4 things. It's just everything together into the experience of playing the game. So, lock on.
Uh-huh.
When I locked on the enemy, I wanted to attack one specific enemy, right? When I hit the attack button, because the combat is so flowy, you just dive towards an enemy when you hit X. When I'm locked on, if there's an enemy right next to me, it'll fucking attack the enemy right next to me instead of towards the locked on enemy. That really frustrated me.
That happens?
For me, yeah. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's just... If there's an enemy right next to me and I wanted to lock on to attack one specific enemy but that's a little bit farther, a sword just fucking goes, like, swipes the guy next to me. Like, what the fuck? I want to go to that guy.
That happens?
I'm just saying what happened for me.
There might be an ability that you had put on. I mean, I never noticed it.
I turned on all the shit that I wanted.
That's the problem. Oh, okay, you know.
I mean, there's also, like... I wasn't able to block in the air, but apparently you can. I didn't know how to do that.
You got the ability. You had to get the ability.
Oh, because whenever I hit square, I would do an air dash instead of blocking. I don't know if there was... I don't know what the fuck was that.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't... That one wasn't that much of an issue. Because I would just dive out of the way anyway. But... So just most of the combat is also just mashing X.
That's how it always was.
Yeah, but... It's the strikes when you hit X last in the other games, you know, it actually did damage. And this one it just felt like I'm just mashing X mindlessly. Like I'm just okay, X, dive to enemies, go that way, X. It's just a lot less control and a lot less impact into actually hitting enemies. The enemies themselves, I didn't really enjoy fighting a lot of them. Maybe it's the lack of reaction commands and cool specific things towards them. I mean, you have the stuff with the party members that's fun. That you just, like Donald, you do a flare shit. Goofy just throws. Yeah. That stuff was cool. And then the ones with the characters in the world were cool. That you team up with them. But fighting the enemies, just spam thunder, cure when you need to, mash X like hell. I think there wasn't any really cool... enemy specific things I wanted to was interesting to fight, like those matador. Those bull guys, like the charging guys that all team up and they fucking rush your ass.
Oh, those were annoying.
They're like what? You have to. It wasn't fun because I had to break their guard or something. I didn't have shit.
Hate to break the conversation, David, but I just wanted to bring one more point to you.
Okay. No, not Martha.
Nah. I just don't know what to tell you, David. At that point, you just didn't like the game. You expected too much, or you didn't get what you specifically
No,
wanted?
I just didn't. What was laid out for me, I didn't like.
Yeah, so
okay. I just want to get into it because I have all this in my head, and I just want to get it out.
I'm gonna give you 15 minutes to do all that.
All right. So form changes. I didn't like that there was 3 per each keyblade. At least it should have been at least 2, because then I just want to get to the one specific one. And so I have to fight with one Keyblade and to get to the drill for the Toy Story one, or the claws is the second one for the Monsters Inc. one. And I don't want to use the yo-yos. The yo-yos weren't that great.
I kind of like that. Okay, so a lot of people complain about the triangle attacks or whatever they're called, the timed attacks.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, well, at that point I'm just spamming X and triangle, but I like that they do it in a way where no matter what, it stacks to a certain one. Like regardless, like if you got a combo, and you just so happen to be able to do the fireworks one with Donald,
yeah,
but that came first. No matter what, the Donald one is going to come after whatever you got first, And I like that because it was just kind of like, fuck, do I have enough time to do the next one? Fuck, do I have enough time to do that? Should I do this one and then wait for that one?
Mm.
And like even then, like if you got the second form from that first Keyblade, there would be like 2 other ones waiting for you. So I kind of like that aspect of it.
I did stack the form changes by switching Keyblades, but
I mean, what was the point?
it's just to keep the ones that I wanted. But I always got the extenders for all the different abilities, so as though I wasn't pressed for time in doing anything. I just wanted to get the fights over as much as possible, usually. Alright, so that's most of the combat. So the lack of a Coliseum, right? It's sort of like real combat challenges, dude.
No, they're in the game, but it's post game, and it's just fighting fucking waves of Heartless.
But it's not the same thing, though.
It's
you know?
not
like,
the same thing. I know.
You know, it's just a lack of the Coliseum. You go to fucking Hercules World.
They're gonna do fucking Final Mix or something. It probably won't even be called Final Mix, but they're gonna do something. I'm holding out hope, but you're right. There's definitely a lack of content. One of which was not Gummy Ships. That was perfect.
The Coliseum was something I did in both games, even if I'm not that great at action games. Like I went through all of them.
When you fought Sephiroth and you got him down to a fucking 1 bar of health.
I was hyped when I was a kid when I did that. When I beat his ass, I'm not gonna lie. I was jumping. I was like standing playing games, you know.
Yeah.
Like a fucking kid, and I was sweating. All that shit. I was just yeah.
You were just sweating from reading, dude.
I wasn't that fat then as I am now. Alright. One more disappointment. Alright. I hear you, Kevin. I hear you.
That's not me. It's the audience, dude.
Yeah. You're lighting the applause sign again and again. I hear you.
Keep going.
Alright. The last disappointment really is the Winnie the Pooh world.
Okay.
That was so condensed into one small area.
There was no reason to go back. It was awful.
Also, the mini games were dog shit.
Fucking had no idea what was going on. With that, David, I can absolutely agree with you.
1, there wasn't as much gameplay. 2, they improved it so much, dude. 3 is like such nothing. It sucks.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's not the game I wanted. It's not the game. Well, David, I'm sorry. I really wish you could have enjoyed it the way I did, but it's okay. I mean, you like the story, right?
Let's get into grievances.
Okay.
That was all my disappointments of the expectations. Now the actual grievances, like, yeah. So, in terms of padding, Gummy Ship was padding for me.
No.
Okay, well, we already went through that. So, in the worlds themselves, they went on too long. They padded them out by doing specific gameplay that meant nothing, and it was just to extend how long the worlds were. In Toy Story, you had to find the way to unlock the gate.
I don't.
For Pirates of the Caribbean, you had to collect all the fucking crabs.
Yes. I absolutely. That was the worst part of the game for me. That and fighting Olaf and that fucking.
Yeah.
That's so stupid and boring.
Also, that crystal area in the Frozen world.
Frozen was my least favorite world.
Yeah.
If I said Pirates earlier, it's Frozen. I at least loved Pirates' cutscenes, but not a fun world.
In Monsters Inc., you do the rail thing twice.
Yeah.
I think they could have just done it once.
Oh yeah, no. Because what was the point of making that a thing if they were only going to do it once?
They already did other levels though, and the rail stuff I didn't find that fun.
Well, then that's just you, David.
Yeah, I'm giving my opinion.
All right, but I'm just saying that's just you.
All right. There's like padding in every world.
I will say, what do you mean by the gates in Toy Story?
What was it? What did you do exactly?
I don't agree with Toy Story very much. I thought that was just a nice, clean world, in my opinion.
The worlds were good, and then like in the middle, they would pad it out by having to find a specific thing.
You know, I will say this: the last worlds before the ending world, were the ones I liked the most.
Big Hero 6 was really fun.
Oh no, that's a lie.
I think that was my favorite.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 is definitely like third favorite for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like my favorite went from Monsters Inc. by far. It was fun. It felt like I was playing the movie. like the characters from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tangled, only because I like Tangled. Like, I like that movie, and I thought the world was really like in sync with what the movie was doing. And Big Hero 6 because it was unique to the other ones.
Yeah.
It was just one big like area you could explore.
Also, there's actual humans in there in that world. They were scared of the monsters.
You know what? What's one thing I really like about the Kingdom Hearts 3?
What?
The writing felt like a lot more interesting. Like in Big Hero 6, it felt like they were losing things. Like, it didn't feel like a kid's game where, don't worry, we'll help you out. I mean, of course, Sora's going to do that, but it felt like there was loss. And it made every, like, campaign a little more interesting to play through, you know? The only ones... The only ones that didn't feel that way were Frozen, Tangled, and... there was another one. I don't remember it.
I think...
But those two worlds were just kind of felt like the movie.
Mm-hmm. I think... in terms of story, the worlds connecting them didn't really matter, but the characters interacting with the evil enemies was cool in some of them.
I
Definitely.
Really like that.
In Monsters, Inc., Sully throwing Vanitas.
Vanitas into the door.
The doors and then the
one
doors.
Of my favorite
that
bits.
was I think Rocco and Mix 64 is like the most pimp moment, he called it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
One of the parts in the game that got me, I don't remember what the joke was, but Mike told the joke about how he like couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sora's just like, I don't get it. And Mike's like, yeah, well, you see, the joke is that Mike has one eye and he can't see very... And it's just like, that was stupid, but it made me giggle. Like, that was such a deadpan-y joke. Yeah. David doesn't know how to respond.
Yeah, Monsters, Inc. isn't that great. I don't think it was that great.
It was better than all the worlds you liked. It was better.
I don't like Boo that much.
Is that your reasoning for not liking Monsters, Inc. World?
Mostly, yeah.
I don't like David that much.
Well, then why don't you just go ahead and shoot me? Now I can fucking talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, so padding. I guess the cooking was padding, but I didn't really do it. What do you get for the cooking? I didn't really use it. Did you do the cooking, Kevin? While you're bleeding out? Can you tell me about the cooking with the ratatouille?
Why?
Alright, let's shoot him with the life gun, everyone.
Well, David, I'll tell you. I think it just gives you momentary boosts based on what you cook.
Yeah. Do you ever do it?
I did it just for completion's sake, but I didn't even get them all.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, that was really lame too. I didn't like those. I didn't like that there was a Moogle point that you could just bring yourself back to life if you died. And I'm like,
coin?
so what's the fucking point? It was even in proud mode. I'm like, so what's the point of playing on proud mode if you're just gonna make me come back to life?
Oh, the coin thing?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciated that, so I didn't have to do the fucking combat over again.
Oh my god.
It would have been a waste of time!
Listen. I understand for David because he's got no fucking time. I don't even know how we're recording this podcast right now. But don't ever use those because you're just hurting your experience. Like that.
That saved my experience a little bit when I died. I only died like twice at the end.
Then what's the fucking point of play? What'd you play on normal?
Played on normal.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't need to play proud mode. I'm not gonna try to like. I just want the experience. I just want to know what's going on. What's Goofy doing?
David, you got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
All right. I played the first retro game you got. Did you play any more of them?
They were boring.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And there was a lot of them. There's like 15 of them or something.
There was no incentive to keep playing them.
Yeah, and God, they're like the fucking the Tiger Electronics games. Like, I mean, it's maybe they should have done like more involved retro, like 8-bit ones, like 3 of them maybe. You know, like
Yeah.
a level or something cool.
I remember talking to a friend, and he was telling me how like he hated the fact that he finally found a big chest, hoping that it would be a map, and he got a fucking minigame. Thanks, Nomura. I'd rather like to find out where I'm going. All right.
Maybe an objective marker. Nah, I think it was fine.
Hang on.
Trying to explore the world.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So the graphics.
Okay. You were just gonna have to bunch it all up because this is going on way too long.
Oh, okay, Jesus.
Almost a fucking hour.
All right.
Well,
so the
Go ahead.
You interrupt. He's not helping.
Sorry. More like 40 minutes, but keep going.
The graphics they're okay, but I felt like this is too realistic. I felt like the other ones were fine. I like how they went for the CG cutscene look into everything.
No, they didn't.
What do you mean?
They purposely changed it in every world so they would look like the characters in that world.
Yeah, they made it so. I mean, most of the worlds were 3D, the 3D properties that they did. But I thought that they looked fine, but I felt like the Kingdom Hearts characters didn't look that great.
I thought
they're too realistic. I don't know. I just wasn't into it.
I didn't feel that way. I think they looked. I think they look like next gen versions of the models I've been seeing for years.
I thought they looked fine in the old versions.
I'm
just saying.
That just sounds ridiculous.
Okay. All right.
Why would you use the same ones from the PS2 era?
I'm not saying the same ones. I'm just saying the style from the old ones.
They look the same.
They were realistic. The styling.
They look the same.
Okay. All right. It's differences. All right.
I mean, yes, they're gonna look better, but I don't think they look realistic. Only in the Pirates world did I ever feel like they looked realistic. They just look like cartoony 3D, models.
Well, Don and Goofy especially. They definitely look cartoony.
They have to.
Yeah, that's the point.
Oh,
Alright,
dude.
so the story. Just one point, really. And then, I don't give a fuck about what happened in the story, really. Even though I went through it, I didn't feel much.
You didn't play any of the other
But I didn't play the other ones. But even if I did, it's like, there's so many characters that I'm supposed to give a shit about. But it's all the same thing that's going on with them.
I feel like you only played Kingdom Hearts 3 to say that you played Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kind of. Because I wanted to play the third one. I liked 1 and 2. Is that wrong of me? Is something wrong with me?
I feel like there's a lot of people that felt that same way, but...
Would I have had more of an attachment if I knew exactly what these characters did in the other games? I mean, maybe.
Yes.
But even then, even if not them, the characters that I do know, I should have more of an attachment to them. But I didn't give a fuck about what happened to them either. All right.
I just think Kingdom Hearts isn't for you. Honestly.
Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't for me. 1 and 2 are good. All right.
1 and 2.
So, just 1 point. Kairi dies. Oh, I guess 2 points. Kairi dies. Xehanort kills her. I'm like, okay. I guess that matters. I guess she's dead now.
Wait.
Then I guess she's not later.
Kairi's dead? That was the wrong one.
She was delicious.
There you go. That's a soundbite from the game when Xehanort kills her.
Yep.
See, I keep moving the fucking mic, so I have no idea if it's gonna sound right. Or not mic, the machine.
Yeah, we never tested it. Whatever.
Yeah, well, you're tested for us. If not, I'll find a way.
And Sora wasn't really pissed when she died, but he did go out and try to get Xehanort. But I didn't really feel that moment. It's like, okay, I did. Yeah.
I just feel like you didn't give a shit.
All right. So then,
I'm not saying the game's perfect, but there's a lot of fucking points you have that really amount to you were never gonna like it.
Also, Kairi doesn't look that great. Her outfit's not that great.
Yeah, I agree.
Sora's outfit isn't as great.
It looks fine.
It's alright, but it's not like an improvement from the second one.
I think it looks fine. I think his hair looks stupid though.
I don't really remember.
You don't.
Alright. So, Xehanort at the end.
This is the video game podcast, but this is like, we were intending for this to be the G4 cast. This is like fucking Kingdom Hearts G4 cast. Like, this is like the part 2 to end all part 2s. Just 2 big topics.
I'm almost done, dude.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not making fun of you, I'm just saying, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
You saw the list briefly.
It's a very big list, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So, Xehanort at the end. You beat Xehanort. The boss battle. It's a giant. Everyone comes in. What are you doing, Xehanort? Stop your shit. And Xehanort's like, oh, what the hell? And the guy from his past comes in. That you see in the first cutscene, the framing. They're playing the game of chess, whatever. And Xehanort's like, oh, shit. Alright, here's the Keyblade, Sora.
Here's the Keyblade, bitch. Keep going.
And then that's it. Then he fades off with his old buddy. And then they're like, okay, bye. We forgive you, I guess.
Oh yeah, with Master Ericus.
Yeah.
You didn't play Birth by Sleep either, David.
No, but isn't this guy responsible for so many deaths and shit?
Yeah, I felt that way too.
What? Do something.
The whole point of Kingdom Hearts is friendship, jackass. They were friends. I understand your point. I'm just saying, but that's the whole point of the series.
At least make it explicit. Okay, we forgive you, or
You're
something.
an asshole, yeah.
But you fucked up. But you know what? At least you're making that for something.
I mean, it doesn't help that everyone in the Kingdom Hearts universe has major autism. So they just don't register it, you know? I'm just saying, I know what this game's about, so it didn't bug me.
Okay.
Anyway, anything else?
I can say stuff that I liked about the game.
Do we really need to hear it when you hated most of it?
Sure.
Go ahead.
The last part where you teamed up with characters to fight was pretty dope.
This is the best part of the game.
Yeah, it bumped it up from a 2 to a 3.
Next point, go!
Alright, so remember in the Pirates, at the end of the Pirate, there's the company guy, he's like, it's all for business, and they shoot this ship, and the ship collapses, and then everyone's celebrating at the end. I'm like, did you guys just celebrate killing 50 people on a ship?
Actually, that whole ending boss scene with all those cutscenes was the best part of that. It's probably my favorite scene in the whole game, aside from the ending world.
But
anything from the ending world.
But it just hit me okay, you're just celebrating all these people dying in the ocean? Okay, good job, Sora!
Will just fucking died too, so...
Well, he comes back. And whatever. Yeah,
I mean, he's a ghost, though.
Yeah, but he looks the same.
Yeah.
She can still suck his dick. Okay. Like I said, most of the world stuff was good.
Good.
The meta in terms of the characters, what do you mean, I don't know anything about what the fuck you're talking about.
Now, Buzz, we gotta hear out what Sora has to say.
But it's all about friendship, and you need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I love the meta shit. The stuff with the Big Hero 6
was great.
I can't really recall it first hand, but the stuff where it interconnects with the themes of the story, what this happens to
that whole thing about the first Baymax from the first movie.
Yeah,
so cool.
Dude, that was so hype.
That was hype. I like that a lot.
That's what made my favorite for me for sure. But also the cheese.
Yeah.
The cheese, interacting with the organization members was so... it was great.
You know what else? I thought the game was actually pretty funny. The jokes they told were actually, I wasn't laughing because it was cringy. I laughed because it was, genuinely funny.
Yeah, the characters interacting with each other was good. Totally.
Anything else?
Is this mostly the gameplay? Yeah. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Is that it?
That's it. That's Kingdom Hearts 3.
God damn, that wasn't rad.
I got it out.
Who's dropping those chickens outside? Jesus. Fucking
Foster
dead
Farms.
feathered chickens, man.
Foster Farms.
Fosters. Get you and your home imaginary friends out here. You guys remember that show? Remember Blue? Wasn't he a fucking asshole? This is
the G4 podcast.
That's right. You thought I was gonna say video games. I was gonna say G4. Ha ha ha. Fuck you. Oh my god. I've been waiting to talk about G4. And what a fucking downfall that company had. But let's not talk about how it ended first. Let's have David here and give us a quick rundown.
Yeah, like I said before, I was when I was a kid, into GameSpot and stuff, but I also watched G4. It was like the main television channel that I watched for sure. So I was there when Arena was airing, which was Kevin Pereira's like first hosting thing, I think, at least for G4. It was like this competitive esports thing where they played SOCOM against two teams of SOCOM played against each other and
that was
shit.
Like back before esports were.
Before MLG and all that shit.
What was it? Competitive
esports. Yeah,
that's before esports is as major as it is now. Like that back then, it was just like fighting community and like
fighting games. Yeah,
Unreal Tournament and stuff like that.
The Quake and all that shit. Yeah, Quake was in there, I think. Yeah, but I don't remember Arena that fondly, but I just remember it for sure because of Kevin Pereira, and I watched teams of people fighting.
It was cool.
Yeah, Cheat with about video game cheat codes and shit. That shit's gone. Remember cheat codes?
So is the whole channel.
Yeah.
But you mean
I just mean
cheats?
cheat codes and stuff. Like, this is a show to get dedicated to like secrets and cheat codes and shit.
Cheats are in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah.
Not much. I don't know. I love having cheats and shit, like just to fuck with the game. But I mean, it kills my fun. Where it's just like, well, now you can't get achievements for this file forever, and now you can't do it for forever because you use cheats on this file one time. I'm like, so it's either corrupt my file or just don't have fun. Whatever.
Yeah.
Keep going.
There's Judgment Day with I forgot what the other guy's name with Tommy Tallarico, that asshole. You know Tommy Tallarico?
Doesn't he have something to do with Atari?
Yeah, I think so. But he was, I think he also was in Mega 64 stuff.
He was.
But
I just don't remember what
I remember him being an asshole. And he was into like video game music, and
he was.
He talked a bunch of shit about video game music. He's also responsible for like video games live concert stuff. But yeah, I just remember that they talked about games and reviewed games, but also like accessories. It was a fun show, but yeah, I don't know. I was a kid. I don't really remember too much about it.
That's really it.
Yeah, Cinematech. That was one of the early ones.
That is one I remember. I remember. I didn't watch it a lot, but it tripped me out. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't really like the show because it was just a bunch of cutscenes and gameplay of games, but because I already got that from GameSpot.
It was one of those things that you don't necessarily remember watching because you wanted to watch it, but it was on and it caught your attention. There was like, fuck, what was it? I think it was some sort of like RPG, but it was that, like the trailer for that game or gameplay, and then they had like, I think it was called like Gaelic chanting playing in the background, and it was so fucking enthralling. I don't know what was so cool about that, but I just remember that being like the defining moment of Cinematech. Like, yeah, this is neat.
I remember watching like Katamari Damacy on that and being like, what the fuck is this game?
God, Katamari that's such a gem of a game, dude.
Yeah, it's something just out of nowhere, like out of drugs.
That game had an amazing soundtrack too, by the way. I have like all the songs on that on my phone. It's cash.
Yeah, man. Just the theme is very iconic for sure in games.
Katamari Damacy.
One show I really, really dug because I like video game documentaries was Icons. That show I fucking loved.
Icons is fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't find out about Icons while G4 was on, but I was watching some of it. Like just some dude uploaded it on the internet, and I was like, well, I'm never gonna get the chance to watch this ever again. So I started watching it, and it was really trippy to see all these companies talking about like. I mean, they tell you about all the things that you already know, like fucking. You know, we created Doom, and like we encourage the modding, and you know they would talk about things like that, and then they would talk about at the end they're gonna talk about the next game they're working on is fucking Doom 3. Just like, what the fuck? Like, this new game is gonna add something we've never had before, 3D graphics. And I'm like, whoa! It's crazy how watching that show now and how they're talking about all these improvements and like crazy additions they're having, and a lot of those are just like, you have to have that in games now. One thing that I remember had me going crazy was there was a video about who was the studio that made Abe's Odyssey?
I don't know the name of them. I actually don't.
Oh god, how could I forget their name?
I mean, it's just one studio.
Well, I used to remember them by memory, but it doesn't matter. I remember seeing a video of
I remember that too, actually.
Episode of Icons where they did like a whole studio rundown, how they came up and how they made Abe's Odyssey, and they were talking about a game that was like super secret. It's going to be the new big Abe's Odyssey game or Oddworld game. And it was fucking Stranger's Wrath.
Yeah.
And like they showed you a clip like right before, and now they're gonna talk to you like right after commercial break about the new game they're making, and they show you the stranger, and I'm like, that's Stranger's Wrath.
Yeah.
It was such a trip, dude. Icons was cool. I wish I could have seen it when it was like huge.
It was definitely cool at the time. For as a kid, it's like, oh, I definitely for a bit be like, oh, I'm gonna be a game tester. I want to join the video game industry.
Everyone wanted to be a fucking game tester. Jesus, what were we thinking?
Well, we were thinking okay because we didn't do it.
Yeah.
God, it's soul crushing work, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. QA, but well, actually, in that time, Stranger's Wrath, I actually remember very, very well. Like on Icons in that episode, and also like Cheat, where they went through the game. I always really wanted to play that game. Did you play that game?
Which one?
Stranger's Wrath. Oddworld. The one you were just talking about.
So here's the thing about Stranger's Wrath.
Yeah.
I talked about it like all hype and whatever. It was the game I had always wanted to play from the Oddworld series. He's like, that game looks so cool. The game looks so cool. And my jackass friend kept telling me, you gotta play Abe's Odyssey, dude. You gotta play New and Tasty, dude.
What?
And so, like, but I want to play Stranger's Wrath. Like, no, man, you gotta play those.
I'm pretty sure you don't have to.
You don't have to, but he wanted me to play those.
What a dick.
And so I just never played.
What a dick.
By then, it was too late, so.
Yeah.
Or is it on Steam?
They came out with an HD version on Steam, I think, and on phones.
When?
A couple years ago.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yes. I think I have it.
If Steam is the first...
I think it's not like...
Ladies and gentlemen, next week I'm going to be talking about Stranger's Wrath. Next month, whatever.
Yeah, next time.
Alright, go ahead.
There's a bunch of episodes for Icons. I think I remember the Shigeru Miyamoto one.
I purposely didn't watch that one.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, what else was I going to learn? I know fucking everything about Nintendo.
I don't know.
Not because I wanted to, but because just everyone parrots the same fucking facts. Did you know that Shigeru Miyamoto named Mario after his plumber? It's like, no, I didn't fucking know that. Video facts, games, number 5 million.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that shit. I like just the production and talking to game makers. There's a show on the OneUp.com. Do you know that site? It went down also.
I remember OneUp.com. I do not remember any of its content.
They had the One Up show, which was a very greatly produced show. Where it's just like, I don't know, like 30 minutes, but it was really like just cinematography wise, it looks sleek as fuck and shit. But they interviewed game makers, and I thought it was dope. Like just,
David.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
What? It's a tangent.
David.
Yeah. We ate that Burger King earlier, you know, we just gotta get it out sometimes. You gotta let it out, gotta let it out.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta let it out, gotta let it out.
Na 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 na. G4 Icons, go.
That's pretty much it for Icons. So now it's
That one was me. I'm talking right while perfect.
So now I want to get into the actual premiere show of G4, since that was there for a while.
That's right, Cops!
God damn it.
This was Cops.
No, fucking X-Play, dude!
Legendary show.
X-Play was a fantastic show. Video game reviews. They had the out of 5 system. They had that shit.
They had the worst taste imaginable.
But I love the video reviews. I love how they cut it. Remember the Aquaman one, that shitty Aquaman game?
I remember the Family Guy
I
one.
remember a lot of them. Remember this one survival horror game where you had to use a microphone, and this one weird girl had to respond to your voice commands. Remember so many.
Shin Megami, they did that. That's how I found out about Shin Megami, was they did a review
Oh,
of
really?
games. Yeah.
Cool.
You know what's crazy? I have a fond memory of X-Play with... I remember Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. I don't remember any of the reviews. I remember everything other than the review. And then sometimes you'd have the third dude there, but I forgot his name.
Kevin came in for some of them, but I don't know if he was the third one you're talking about.
No, not Chris Hardwick. He was in Attack of the Show.
Yeah.
I loved Attack of the Show. But we'll get to that. One thing I do remember is I think they had an anniversary show, and they had one of... he's such an old comedian, but he talks like this. And like... Oh my god!
Nope. I don't remember.
He's like a big guy, he's got like a mustache, but I remember that distinctly because Adam Sessler has the most horrifying laugh of all time. It's like... Like, it was like really loud and gross, and like he was fucking dying of laughter whenever this guy would tell a joke. And you could see... maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but you could see like the visible, like Morgan Webb's like not disgust, but her uncomfiness to it. It was god damn, I'm bad with words right now. But anyway, yeah, X-Play was good. X-Play was the show on G4 for the longest time.
They did a bunch of skits for when they did reviews and shit too. It was fun. There's Morgan Von Webb when she tested the different consoles by fucking smashing the shit out of them.
That's right.
Yeah, they had a bunch of skits, dude. Crazy Adams, crazy game deal or something.
See, the thing is, X-Play was a show I would watch, but I would always watch Attack of the Show instead. And apparently, a lot of people didn't like Attack of the Show.
Yeah, I like Attack of the Show. It was a fun show.
Well, is there anything else you want to say about X-Play?
They had a bunch of different dumb characters. They had like this fucking rat sock puppet thing. They had this French guy. There's a bunch of shit. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. There's just like some Velcro thing down here.
It's gonna be in the recording. Piece of shit.
I just want to know what it was.
All right.
Anyway.
They had a bunch of cool characters. Well, not cool characters. There's a bunch of dumb, funny characters. But they did I don't know if it was for the anniversary, but they had a song where like they were all into one thing. Is it cool if we play it?
Yeah.
All right. It's about their message boards, but God, that was a fucking fun show. A song thing. Where's my?
You know what? I decided we'll just edit it in.
Yeah. You want to watch it now?
Is it for me?
Yeah.
All right. And in the meantime, while David jacks into the grid, I am gonna check out. I couldn't help but notice this DVD case that said Star Wait. I thought it was Star Wars, and I was like, "What episode is that?" It says fucking Star Wait, and it is. I guess it was the wait for the first prequel movie.
Yeah, I think so.
Looks interesting.
Got it off of a Hollywood Video, I think.
Fucking Hollywood Video, Jesus. This is, of course, the video game podcast, but...
Dude, I love renting games from Hollywood Video. It was way better than Blockbuster. For me. The experience, anyway. I don't know if the prices were better. I don't know what the fuck's going on. There it is.
Fuck. I was gonna make a joke, but there is so much dead space there. Dead air. Dead Space is a video game. This is, of course, the video game podcast.
Dead Space 1 was fun.
Talkcast.
Fun.
Talking. I really like walking and playing video games.
Alright, here we go.
Fuck. That whole era was just... Okay. He finally loaded up. Ladies and germs. Clouds X-Play! You see it fine? Yes, I can see it. Is that Beanoid?
Morgan, are you my friend? I'll stay with you until the bitter end.
2 out of 5? What the
That's not a word. That's not a sentence. Morgan, look what they're saying about us on the message boards.
We have message boards?
Adam is from Mars, Morgan is from Venus.
I love to write you messages with my tiny penis.
I have a spirit pal, you could put him on your show. Is it love or hate I have for you? I'll have to let you know. On the X-Play board.
You better like my game.
On the X-Play board. It's my closest thing to fame. On the X-Play board.
It was such a
I
different
don't
time.
want to hear it.
Yep.
On the X-Play
So
board. Don't even take me near it. I'm my favorite cat.
I'm not cringing at this though.
Really?
It's just,
Solid Snake's a roadmap on my way to be a man.
it's just.
RPGs and hockey games, volleyball and
Canadian got
cricket.
that friend.
If Weapon says don't get it, then
Morgan Webb is Canadian.
Suck it.
on the X-Play board.
Yeah.
Why won't you freaking listen?
The X-Play board. To my bad
It's a drunk late
listen
guy.
on the X-Play board.
You don't have any feelings.
On the X-Play board. For my brilliant whine and squealing.
X-Play? More like X-Duty.
The
I
show's
thought it was
like
gonna go
so
X
stupid.
Games.
Why do you
Like,
make games with only 5s? 10s would be
So much
way
potential.
better because it's like twice as bigger.
You better stop hating on Full Metal Alchemist.
Man, you guys don't even
Yeah,
know
she's
games.
right.
I should totally get
They
a host
totally
more on
rest on that
PS4
game.
to win this pretty.
On
Look
the
at shitty.
X-Play board.
Alright, stop it, stop it,
It's
stop
almost
it.
done.
On the X-Play
Okay.
board. Adam is
We're not playing the whole fucking thing on the podcast.
X-Play board.
I don't want to hear it.
On the
Wait,
X-Play
you know what?
board.
Don't even take me near it.
Alright, that's all you gotta see.
Yeah, that's right! That's right! You wanna take control? You wanna take command? I'm gonna bring it back to life.
Did you like the song, Kevin?
It was wholesome. It reminded me of a different time. That's why I enjoyed it. Well, times are different now. But before we get to that, I want to talk about a very special show that was very fun to me.
Code Monkeys.
Code Monkeys, no. We'll get to that after. Attack of the Show, which is like the brother show to X-Play. It always came on every time.
It was a cool
after
brother.
X-Play. It was a cool brother.
Yeah, it was all about a bunch of weird shit like conventions, tech, sometimes sexy shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
Olivia Munn.
Whatever, they were both hot. But, dude, Attack of the Show was like... I remember it just being like what it appeared to be two friends just talking about a subject and then just riffing off it. That was it. It was fun. I really liked Attack of the Show. A lot of people didn't for some reason. Maybe because it wasn't X-Play. But I had fun watching that. I remember that I found out about, like, they would always have, like, little segments where they would show, you said tech, right?
Yeah.
They would show, like, the new, like, the next big thing that was out, and they would, like, show off a model of it and everything.
Yeah.
And I remember I found out about Street Fighter Alpha, the movie, because of Attack of the Show.
Huh.
Street Fighter Alpha is fucking rad. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Well, how would I?
No.
But, have you never seen it?
No. Not yet.
It's one of the better Street Fighter, like, animateds they did. There was Street Fighter 2, the movie, and they did Alpha, and then, like, Alpha... There's, like, a spin-off 45-minute one where we fought Akuma, but... Street Fighter Alpha was dope as hell, and I'll never forget that if it wasn't for Attack of the Show, I wouldn't have found out about that. Talked about other things, but among those was what I caught on.
Yeah, the Tiger Show was pretty fun. Kevin was a good host.
Yeah, he was. Oh, dude, Chris Hardwick.
I don't remember, but yeah. That was one of the first things he really did, right?
It was Web Soup.
Yeah.
Web Soup. They were good friends, if I remember.
Yeah, Chris Hardwick's such a fucking nerd, and so is Kevin.
Well, Chris Hardwick went on to do other things, but, like, I remember... I don't remember if it was, like, an interview or something, but I remember reading something that Olivia Munn was, like, happy to do anything with Chris, because he was just such a fun guy on set.
That makes sense. Yeah, I could see them working good together.
Olivia Munn was in Apocalypse, right? X-Men Apocalypse? She was. Okay, she was. I don't
remember.
But
I didn't watch that one.
I remember just seeing those guys, like Adam and Morgan and Olivia, Kevin, whoever, and they're just all doing their own things, and I can't help but enjoy it, regardless if it's shitty or not.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like the only person who actually went off and like got a decent life after all of this was Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, he had his own talk show shit now. His comedy shit. Kevin did something later. I forgot what he did.
Remember what
But
the fuck he did after
Adam
Chris.
did. Yeah, he was part of Rev 3 Games. That was fun when he was in that. I don't know if he's doing anything else, but
Adam
I like
Sessler's
it.
doing something.
Yeah, he went bald. He's cool. I like Adam Sessler. You said you hate Adam Sessler. You want to go into that shit?
You know what else he's doing? Drugs.
Are you for real?
Yeah, his life hit rock bottom.
Wow, it's a savage audience.
It's my audience, dude. I brought them from home.
So is your family?
I don't know. Adam Sessler just kind of seems like a jerk.
I can see that, yeah, but
I'm not kidding. I do believe that he does drugs, or he used to.
I liked his dorkiness, his laugh and shit. I liked his style. I like his game.
I really like the people from X-Play and Attack of the Show because they really did feel like they played games.
Oh, for sure, dude.
I don't know about Olivia though.
There's no fake shit going on, dude. They definitely played games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Morgan knew her shit, and then that was in an era where fucking girls can't play video games was super pushed. Like, and I mean, really, I never met girls that played video games at that time. Now, fucking everybody plays video games, which is great.
Yeah. Because then
he doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, it's good. Game girls in my games. It's more likely than you think. No.
Shut up.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, there's not much else to say. Attack of the Show was just your run-of-the-mill talk show. X-Play just reviewed games, and they had skits and stuff.
It was fun though. Definitely as a kid, it was pretty dope.
You know what they were? They were the heart and soul of G4, at least at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I couldn't imagine a G4 without them, and for that matter, Cinematech. But I mean, Cinematech is just what it is. It's just cutscenes and trailers and music. Cinematech was cool in that like they would even show new trailers too. So that's why it was always worth watching if it was on.
Also, off the wall shit that you didn't know about or couldn't even buy.
Yeah,
that was also cool about it though.
I found out about like a Japanese exclusive. I don't know if it was Japanese exclusive, but it was like a puzzle game. I'd never heard of it until like way later, and I just like it compelled me when I saw it. It was like a dimensional like puzzler.
Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah.
You want to talk about other shows? Code Monkeys I didn't really watch. I mean, sometimes it was. I mean, it was a cool idea, but did you think it was funny?
Before we even talk about Code Monkeys,
yeah,
we have to cue the music. Matt. Matt. Code Monkeys like Fritos. Code Monkeys like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code Monkeys very simple man. Something hungry heart. Code Monkey likes you. I fucking love that song. Code Monkeys was an alright show with some decent jokes sprinkled in there, and I liked it very much so.
I mean, it was definitely a cool concept for a comedy show. It was just pixelated shit. I don't know. It was fun.
I liked it. I liked that show. It was totally like that era, like Family Guy style humor, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny for what it was, and they had a lot of like, "Whoa, dude, I'm gonna go get my dick sucked. Oh man, you guys want to smell some pot?" And like they would have jokes that weren't that, and those were the jokes that I thought were funny. Like,
oh, okay.
I remember they had a black intern.
Yeah.
But the joke would be that he's black, so they would make fun of him for being black. And I would never forget the episode where he came with his. I think someone pissed him off, and he like quit or something. and he made a mixtape, or he had a band called Black Steve and the Black Attack Squadron, featuring Blackie Blackerson. I'm just like, I never forgot that joke because of just how like explicit it was.
Yeah, you can't make that today for sure.
You really can't. You can't make any sort of. Well, you can, but like it's got to be tongue in cheek. That shit was too extreme, and it still makes me laugh.
I don't really remember much about the actual show, but I would definitely connect it with like the GameStop ads with like the rabbit and shit. I don't know, just something about the style and the time. I remember those ads playing and like connected with that show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the holy shit?
Yeah.
Those commercials.
Yeah. They didn't like get me to go to GameStop more. I always just went to GameStop because I had to.
GameStop pissed me off. I never liked going to
They
GameStop.
pissed a lot of people off. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in the area and it's like maybe I'll go pick up a game, GameStop's right there, I'll go. But no rabbit is gonna make me go up and like, hey, I gotta go to GameStop. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Code Monkeys was one of those shows I remember fondly because it was like it actually made me, other than X-Play and
Tell you the show.
Attack of the Show, was one of the shows that actually made me want to watch G4. It was a mediocre show. Yes, it had dated humor. Yes, it had dude bro humor. Yes, it had pot humor. But it was just, I don't know, product of the times.
It was in that era with, Grandma's Boy, the movie Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, God, dude. It was like that sort of humor, too. It's like video game testers.
But, like, it had, like, the dude who played Master Shake. Like, he was in it.
Okay.
They had some decent writers. It had clever moments. That's why I like it. It's kind of like Cap and Mikey. You ever seen that show?
No,
or cartoon?
No.
It was an old Nicktoons cartoon, like, because, Nicktoons had fucking nothing.
Might be confusing with the Disney variant.
No. Cap and Mikey was... It was the first anime in America, and it was about this really crappy, like, Flash animation looking dude living in, like, anime-style Japan.
Yeah.
And, like, the animation's fucking garbage. But it was, like, it had its moments in the show. It was like, alright, I'm down with this show. Like, it's stupid, but it's stupid fun.
Okay.
So that's how I felt about Code Monkeys,
How would you even get a show like that? You have to just download it, right? They don't sell that shit.
What, Code Monkeys?
Or anything. Gold Monkeys or Cap and Mikey, like...
I had to, because I didn't know how else I was going to get it.
Yeah.
But I actually think they put them on iTunes.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I know. It's a bitch. Where's MXC on iTunes?
What show is that?
MXC?
Yeah.
It was a Spike show where they just took footage from a Japanese game show and then they put announcers over it. It was very funny.
Oh, I think I remember something like that on Spike TV.
It's MXC with Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Dude, that
show was fun.
Guy Ledouche.
Well, Guy here, telling you about the new attractions at MXC.
Oh, he was the best. I loved him.
Oh, you gotta send me a clip sometime.
Dude, we should watch it.
Yeah, okay.
Next month, MXC.
No.
Look forward to
That's not the main topic. Maybe we can go over it, but...
Well, expect us to talk about that in the future.
I mean, there's stuff like Ninja Warrior. I don't watch the shit out of that when G4 was on.
Ninja Warrior? Okay, so... We talked about all those shows. Okay, once, like... Ninja Warrior and, like... Code Monkeys came out... That was, like, the moment G4 kind of took its tumble. But it was a gradual tumble, because actually, Ninja Warrior was, like, one of the more interesting shows they showed on G4.
Yeah. It was really crazy, just people trying to beat this fucking hard-ass challenge.
Keep in mind, guys, Ninja Warrior was a Japanese thing first.
Yeah.
And then they brought it over to America. This was when it was, like, nobody in the States, or barely anyone, knew about Ninja Warrior.
I never had, like, a preference. I always just liked watching them do the stunts and shit.
Like,
but there's the Japanese version and the American brought-over version, right?
The newer ones are whatever, but the older American ones were fine.
Oh, okay.
I think the first Ninja Warrior was just, like, they would build sets and put them outside. Now it's, like, big-ass fucking stage. I remember seeing a newer Ninja Warrior with Logan Paul, and how, like, fucking lame it was.
What?
But
really?
I hated myself. He did, like, a bar thing where you have to, like, pick it up and, like, use the strength.
Yeah, that one.
and he like, or no, it might have been that, I don't remember, but he did some sort of obstacle, and he jumped and landed on the pad to get to the next one, and right after he landed, he dabbed and then jumped right onto the next one.
Oh,
I hated myself for laughing at that. It was like such an awkward like, and he jumped to the next one. It was so stupid. If you can imagine that, it was as stupid as it sounded.
I can imagine. It looks fake as fuck in terms of his persona. I don't know. He's trying too hard.
What's his persona?
Dead people are funny.
Yeah, yuck it up, dumbasses. Yeah, eat it up. Okay, what?
There's also the unbeatable.
The Unbeatable Banzuke. Okay.
I didn't actually remember the show, but once I saw a clip of it when Kevin reminded me, I'm like, fuck, I love this show, dude.
Unbeatable Banzuke is one of the shows on G4 that I remember fondly. That was like one of my favorite. At this point in G4's broadcast, whatever, they would just do reruns of a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But some of those shows were Ninja Warrior, or most of the time, It was just Ninja Warrior, and sometimes they would do Unbeatable Banzuke. That was my shit. It was just this big-ass obstacle course, and they would get, like, talented unicyclists, or, what do you call it, with the chopsticks legs?
The ski?
No, it's not skis.
I don't know what the fuck they're called.
Stilts? Stilts.
Yeah.
They were, like, people who were really good with stilts, and they would try to beat this crazy challenge using only the unicycle or the stilts.
Yeah.
And it was the dopest shit. Only 2 people beat it, if I remember. But when they did, it was, like, the hypest moment known to man.
Yeah. There's a bunch of Japanese game shows like that, but I don't know. When it was as a kid, that was awesome.
It was
to
so
watch.
cool.
Yeah.
Because like, you always think about like breaking a record, and you're seeing these guys just doing the stupidest records in the coolest way possible. Like,
and also just watching them wipe out and shit.
Yeah, straight up. No, I always... It was like, God, you almost had it, you stupid ass! Like, oh, it hurt.
Yeah.
But it was great.
It was awesome. That's most of, like, the G4 I remember. There's also some other stuff, like late night shit that they played sometimes that was weird. There's one show where they talked about sex toys. What's in the new world of technology for sex? So like, okay.
That was a show?
Yeah, it's called Wired for Sex. Yeah. I don't know.
What about... Okay, is that... I mean... We might as well get into the bullshit. At this point... It might have been around this time or a little bit later, but at some point, G4 acquired the rights to a little-known series, Cops?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Cops? G4 ceased the second they aired one episode of Cops. The first airing of Cops on G4. They ceased to be G4 and became the Cops Network. Fuck Cops.
Yeah, because, you know, gamers, after they watch X-Play, they want to watch Cops, right?
Not even. They stopped airing X-Play. Like,
yeah.
That's all they aired was Cops and Ninja Warrior.
And Cheaters.
And fucking Cheaters. Oh my god. The first time it's fun. The second time it's boring as hell. Bad boys, what you gonna do? I'm gonna go play fucking video games because I don't want to watch this trash. This is G4, not Cops 4. What? It's true. Fucking Cheaters, Cops. What else is there? Oh man, you know there was another cartoon that came out with Code Monkeys. They greenlit a Happy Tree Friends cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage, trash.
Yeah, I was into watching the Happy Tree Friends online as a kid a little bit because it's the novelty. It's like, oh, cutesy, and then gore. When I was a kid, it was fine.
Yeah, but you watch it as a kid, and you grow up,
and that's it.
It turns into like the shittiest like Family Guy tier humor.
Mm.
It is painfully unfunny, and you just look back and like, what the fuck was wrong with me as a kid, dude? What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Get fucked up.
I mean, it was,
Wow,
it was about merchandise, about making that cash.
Merchandising. Speaking of merchandising, you know, Spaceballs is one of my favorite Mel Brooks movies.
Fantastic movie, yeah.
It's a great movie. May not be everyone's favorite, but it certainly was mine. And Spaceballs licensed a lot of things in that movie. Spaceballs the flamethrower, Spaceballs the doll, and G4 just so happened to license Spaceballs the animated series.
Yeah, apparently there's some hype about there being a continuation of Spaceballs, and G4 produced it or something. And I heard it was dog shit.
It was painfully unfunny. And he was in the cartoon, Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Was G4 really that much of a cult classic that was the movie that got the cartoon or the show? And there's a lot of movies, or not a lot of movies. There's another movie that got its own cartoon adaptation.
Which one?
Clerks.
Oh, yeah.
Unnecessary. Didn't need to happen. It was one of my favorite fucking cartoons ever.
It's a great show.
Spaceballs, the animated series, is so hated that nobody remembers it.
Okay.
I remember there being a joke about how, like, Darth Helmet's mom didn't love him or something. Like, that is the only thing I remember from Spaceballs, the cartoon.
Mm.
And that, I think D. Bradley Baker voiced Dark Helmet, and Mel Brooks played himself. What was it?
I remember more, like, the hype being about them bringing it, but I never watched it.
It was not good. It was not good.
Mm.
It's almost as bad as that, like, Detours cartoon that George Lucas tried to get going before he sold Star Wars to Disney.
What?
Yeah, it was called Star Wars Detours, and it was getting made by the Robot Chicken guys. And I think it had, like, 20 episodes made, and they never got released.
What was in it? What kind of show was it?
It was a CGI, I think it was skits.
Skits? What the hell?
I don't remember. I just know it existed. I know
Look it up, people! It existed, apparently.
It exists.
Alright. Is there, like, footage of it?
Yeah, there's a whole trailer for it.
Oh.
You just look it up. Hey, David.
Yeah. Oh, is that how Detours went?
Yeah.
Detoured right into escaping the ass? Mm. You get one, you get the other. I guess that was good with the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, so Happy Tree Friends, Spaceballs, that happened. And speaking of Spaceballs, they would always play Spaceballs on their fucking movie block, movies that don't suck. Which is ironic, because all those movies sucked, except for Spaceballs.
Mm. What other movies did they play?
They played a lot of trauma movies. They would play
okay.
Toxic Avenger, for sure. I believe they played Poultrygeist.
Oh, yeah, that's a trauma movie.
I don't know what other movies they would play. There's a lot of cult classics.
Mm.
Not like big budget cult classics, but cult classics ones all that.
Yeah. Was that pretty much it for G4?
No. I got one more thing I want to talk about.
Alright.
E3.
Oh, yeah, when they I mentioned a little bit, like, Comic-Con for Attack of the Show, but in general, like, they did cover a lot of E3.
One of the staple things for G4, for me,
Mm-hmm.
was that they would always have coverage of, like, Comic-Con or E3 or even the Star Wars Celebration. I remember one time was so cool. I think, was it Morgan Webb? They had one of their interns go, and they actually voiced one of the droids in Clone Wars.
Mm.
I think it was just for a segment. I don't think they actually used it. And like, I love looking at that, or just them going to, like, the cosplayers in Comic-Con, or them, like, looking at, like, talking to a game developer about the new, whatever game. And that was, like, my favorite part of the year. Like, just going on G4 and watching all the E3 coverage. Like, that was hype. Like, that's why I watched G4 to begin with.
I watched it a little bit, but I definitely went more for like the GameSpot for that sort of coverage.
Or, you know what, let me rephrase that. It's not that that was the only thing I would watch G4 for, but that's what hooked me in, you know? And, I don't know, man.
Well, back then, E3 was fucking hype.
Yeah.
It was just... Because generations back then were so short. And so there's a lot of games packed in each year.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the Xbox came out in 2001 and then ended in 2004, the last year.
Yeah.
It's like... That's a lot of shit that went on a whole generation.
Yeah,
so it's like
for sure.
Each year in the E3 was hype as hell.
I remember one of the hypest E3 moments I think I've ever seen was when they revealed Super Smash Bros. Melee for GameCube. And the hype in that, and this is back before it wasn't like a private event or like a ticketed event.
Yeah.
People could just go in and check out E3. And the genuine hype from all these Nintendo fans when Melee came up was fucking insane. We still get moments like that, but that was just such a genuine, wholesome moment. Like, that's the kind of shit we would have been seeing if G4 was still up. And now it's just kind of like, you know, cookie cutter, here's your new game, here's the footage, here's the clapping. And then, unless it's like a cult classic, like something that'll get people's attention.
Yeah. I think Ubisoft has like, in terms of like crowd hype, has like the most, because it's more, there's cameras towards the crowd and it's more intimate.
Yeah.
But conferences nowadays, it's just, they have the clapping, but it's not, there's no real fans there in the audience. It's mostly just clapping from the developers, whatever, like, oh, we did a good job, please like our stuff.
Corporate, what am I saying? Like journalists and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably don't even fucking play games. It's stopped. It's no longer an industry for the gamers. Ironically, it stings a bit, and G4's slow death was like, oh.
Well, they lost focus.
Yeah.
It was initially like to market towards gamers and to, you know, the shows were catered to that, and then they drifted off trying to grab more people outside, but then they lost what made them special.
Maybe that's indicative of what's going on with the
game industry
right now.
Yeah.
They're trying so hard to appeal to a different audience that they forgot about the audience that made them who they are.
But I think nowadays there's a lot of teams that can do shit on their own without having to rely on big publishers.
I definitely think we're going back on track.
So I think in terms of there are people doing cool shit on their own.
Yeah. And
I think that's awesome. But the big developers that we used to like be really hyped for, like for Microsoft or Halo or like Square Enix, was like a lot of shit. The shoveling out a lot of shit.
Capcom, not Capcom, Square Enix is such a questionable company. I don't think even they know what they're making at this point or what appeals like to the audience. Like they released a new, what was it? I think it was like a new front mission, and nobody gave a shit because nobody knew it came out. And Capcom, I think, is the only company, like non-AAA company or whatever.
Yeah, AAA.
That are making games that get me hyped right now.
Well, they've gone up and down throughout the years, and I think they're definitely on an upswing.
Definitely. Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World. Marvel vs. Capcom. Oh wait, no, not Marvel vs. Capcom. What the fuck am I saying?
Let's lock in this chamber before they kill us. Talking shit about games.
Okay. Well, I guess that pretty much kills the G4 podcast.
Yeah, the game industry, video games suck. Except now, video games are good now.
They're getting better. They're getting better.
There's definitely cool shit coming out.
My favorite game to come out all year so far, mind you, fucking Travis Strikes Again. It just I love it when game companies or game developers take risks with their games.
Yeah.
And like they don't make games that appeal to like the mass market. I mean, you know, you want people to enjoy your games, but don't do the same thing over and over again.
I mean, that's kind of what Anthem was that came out recently.
It fucked everything up.
It's trying to be other things that already came out, and it reflects in the sales. But I don't know. Sometimes things hit pretty good in the right moment, even if it is the same thing. But in terms of how people think about it later,
Yeah.
in terms of the legacy of games, it being unique definitely keeps people thinking more about the people that make them. What?
We talked more about Kingdom Hearts than we did G4. At least I think so.
Well, we'll see in the recording.
Yeah, we're gonna look at it, and I'm gonna make it the best fucking video ever made.
That's
while
fine.
listening to Blue Suede.
All right.
There you go.
You're gonna fuck up my Back to the Future poster?
Hell yeah. Well, we got time to kill, David. This is, of course, the video game
Talkcast.
So
are the video games. You want to get into into some divisive shit?
I want to get into your device. I want to jack into the grid.
Oh no! Remember Dot Hack?
Nah, I never played it.
I just remember it sounding really cool, of like a fake MMO game, but and like you're supposed to jack in the Matrix and whatever and be in the virtual world. That always sounded really cool. And there's anime and manga and games.
And manga! And guy bang! Do it, David. You know you want to.
Garuga Mesh!
Yeah! But
Sakurakan ikimasu!
get your ass over Sakakan. I said Sakakan. Sakakan. Let me hear you, Sakakan. Okay, David. You got more shit to talk about video games?
So...
Oh my fucking... Is that really all you had to say?
No.
Okay.
The first thing we ever talked about in this podcast was Metal Slug
Metal Gear
2.
Sluggers.
Metal Slug 2 against Metal Slug 3. And I recently went through both soundtracks, and I'm pretty sure, I'm undoubtedly sure, 2 is much better, definitely in the soundtrack department. And if I went back to look at the actual game,
Oh my god.
2 is definitely better. And it's better than X.
Oh fuck no. God no. No.
The only thing wrong with 2 is the frame rate, and certain ports fixed it. Like the anthology version, yeah.
No, it didn't fix it. you know damn well that's a lie.
Now you're just dismissing me being a shithead.
No.
I'm telling you, some ports fixed it.
Some ports.
Yeah.
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 That's all I can say.
I want
'cause
to play
can't
Metal Slug with David.
That'd be dope, dude.
Yeah, dude, let's play Metal Slug. Later. I also want to play Chosen Time with you. The co-opinest beat 'em up ever. You know what? Speaking of video game soundtracks and how wrong David is about Metal Slug, I want to talk about our top 10 video game soundtracks.
As I've told Kevin, I don't have a top 10.
Yes, he does. He's just
No,
being
I
a
don't.
dumbass about it.
No, I can't list top 10 specific video game soundtracks because it's in the realm of music. So I have to, in my head, categorize a top 10 based on soundtracks in general. Across movies, shows, anime, or games.
Well, we're not talking about movies, shows, or anime. We're talking about games.
So I can't give a top 10, but I can list ones that I really like.
Okay. Then I'll let you go first, because I could go on for years.
I think I have a longer list than you, but we'll see.
I only have 10. Because that's
Well,
all I
yeah, that's why. Yeah, okay, you want me to limit it to 10? Just for brevity's sake?
Yes.
Alright. For what stands out, I guess Hotline Miami is so integral to the game. Listening to that while you're repeatedly dying and retrying to fucking perfect the scenario and beat the level is such an experience. Hotline Miami soundtrack is awesome. I'm glad they agree with me. Awesome.
I actually do agree with you. But I can't really agree with you when I've never played the game!
Oh no. Heaven.
I have both of them. Do you want me to play them?
Oh, you should play them. You should at least play one.
Are they long?
They're like a couple hours, 5 or 6 hours maybe if you suck.
I've actually been wanting to play the game for a long time, so I think it's on like a Twitch Prime account or something. But I'll check it out.
It's fun as hell. Yeah.
A lot of people sure do love that game.
I mean, this is very referenced in Travis Strikes Again. Right?
Yeah, it is. The very last stage of the base game is very much so. The entire game is based off of Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
It just so happens that the last world is like really, really like referential of Hotline Miami. It's actually in the game.
You want to get one of you from your list?
No, we'll just let you finish yours. And then
Okay,
you can
fine. Cuphead.
It's Cuphead and his pal Mugman. They like to roll the... He doesn't even know it!
I knew it when I played it. Dang.
He doesn't even know it!
A lot of songs I don't know by heart. I have to listen to it and then I'll know it right away.
David, if it makes you feel any better, I only know those 2 lines. I've never
Great.
played the game
Great.
fully.
So why are you trying to throw me under the bus?
Honey, you was under the bus when I found you.
Yeah, but you threw me.
You just wanted that. I'll give it to you.
Cuphead soundtrack was really dope. You know, just what big band, jazz and shit. With the game, just the motif of the old style cartoons was pretty awesome. I guess I'll also say, Parasite Eve. You play that game?
No, but I have heard of it.
That soundtrack is pretty awesome. It's how do I describe it? It's like synthy, computerized, like clinical. It's like a clinical soundtrack, because it's about parasites and viruses and making monsters from shit. So it's a very clinical soundtrack, but it fits really well, and it makes it a nice tone.
What do you mean by clinical?
Shit. Describing music, like you just have to hear it, and you might get it. Want me to play something?
Yes.
We got time, babe.
Not a lot of time.
We got enough. It's Cuphead and his pal. They don't. They fucking hate that guy.
Well, Cuphead does. Mugman's like, oh, why you do that shit? Is it this one? No.
We gotta wait. So how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Looking hot? This reminds me of that OBS thing. It was called Key the Metal Idol. Look that up.
No, I don't remember that. But I just feel like this is something you would hear like maybe in a hospital. Like
it's because I think. That's dope.
Yeah.
What's next?
Doom. Doom?
Wasn't Doom just a bunch of Metallica covers?
It wasn't just covers, dude. There was definitely original stuff in it. Doom 2 was more songs put it into as covers into the MIDI format, but Doom in the game, the soundtrack definitely makes a lot of that experience, and it just listening to it is so fucking hype, dude. Do you play Doom on the PC, Kevin?
I could never get into it.
That's a shame.
I might buy it though, because there's like a mod that came out for Doom. It's like Sonic kart racing. It looks really cool. It looks so cool, dude.
Okay. Sounds funny.
Yeah, real fucking funny, David. The audience is yucking it up. No, but it looks like really well done considering it's a Doom mod.
Well, Doom mod's been around forever.
They even made like a collection on consoles that included like really popular Doom mods. Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
But next one, David.
I'll have to go with Bastion.
Super
Giant Games. I'll play you something.
I liked that game, but I never got too far.
Oh, okay.
I just remember there being like an old guy, like the Wanderer kept going.
Yeah, he was a narrator.
Never remember that.
He reacted to what you did in the gameplay, and it did change depending on what you did. Like there was many lines recorded for that shit. What's it called? Let's get one. Let's get this one maybe.
I remember this one. Shit.
Yeah, dude.
Jam it out. Oh shit! Dave's pulling out the trumpet. Oh, he's pulling out the drums too. Holy shit! That would have been great for when we did the introduction for the G4cast.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that, but you know, you're the one in control of it.
Next time. Okay, David. Next one.
Do you know what number I'm on? I have no idea.
Just spitball him. Just keep going.
Okay, all right. VVV.
That's a good game. Something Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack. I agree with you. Keep
Scott?
going.
Something
Scott
like that.
Kavanaugh.
So, yeah.
Oh, Terry Kavanaugh.
I don't fucking know.
It's look those names up.
This is VVV. The soundtrack is called PPP.
This is fucking uncomfy.
So, yeah, I recently listened to that again. It's so good.
David's chairs are uncomfy.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't be sitting so long when we have such a fat ass. Yeah, it's such a travesty. Yeah, we break everything with these asses. Another one, I guess, would be Phoenix Wright.
Good.
Dude, it's so fucking hype.
That's such a good game.
The visual, just in the court case.
It never gets better than the first soundtrack. Like,
yeah.
They kept changing it. The first one, I think it was in the second one or the third one where they actually brought that back, and it was so fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The original it was from the GBA. Those original games were GBA. Even in the DS version, just the sound that came out, but yeah, I think Apollo Justice was the DS one.
Yeah, it was.
And it it's higher fidelity, but like we talked before, but just how the sound chip made those more rudimentary sounds sounded awesome.
It was alright.
Yeah.
The DS one was alright, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
The original was fucking.
That sound chip
dumbass.
definitely helped that first game.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Another one, just Persona. 345. Shoji Meguro.
Wait. That's 3 games. Pick one.
You want me to pick one?
Yes.
All right. Well, if I have to pick one, I guess I'll pick number 4 because it has one of my favorite songs in it of anything, which is The Fog. I'll play that for you.
You don't really have to.
I'll play that for you.
He's gonna play it for me.
Because I want to hear it. It's for me. It's
It's
for me more than you, damn
He
it.
wants to enjoy it.
Come on.
Man, it's fucking raining fishes outside. They're just smacking on the floor, dude.
Alright, if you're gonna keep it, then it's fine.
Go for it, I'm sorry.
No, it's too late. You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
You ruined it. It's all your fault, Kevin.
Wait. Play that again?
Alright.
And skip in like 30 seconds. I like this song. I remember this song. I do prefer though, how's it go? Not the one that's like,
Yeah, that's,
the other one.
yeah. Your Affection.
There you go.
Oh, this is the moment. This is the moment right here.
Heartbeat, Heartbreak. There you go.
Oh, it's a different song.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay. That moment. That was my alarm for a while.
What,
So hype.
What boss did that play for? Or was that just battle music?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
That was the first phase of the last final boss. Secret boss, technically. Yeah. The true boss. Whatever. Then the second phase was kind of different. It was more orchestral, but it was type also.
What was his fucking name?
The boss?
I know it's not Dojima.
Wait, a 4?
Yeah.
No, did you play it?
Adachi. There you go.
Yeah.
It was Adachi. He killed her.
Well, we brought in spoilers earlier for Kingdom Hearts.
If you haven't played it by now, it's your fault.
I guess that counts for Persona 4. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
not your fault.
All right. I mean, did you play it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh shit! I did not. Well, tangent. I guessed that. I guessed it was him, and then I thought that the moments after, I didn't realize I actually made the right choice until like 3 minutes in. And I'm like, whoa! Oh, the scene's still going. It was a total guess, but apparently I'm such a natural detective. Yeah, my instincts.
I didn't beat the game.
Oh.
I got to the video game boss where it's like an 8-bit like knight.
Okay. So did you get spoiled or something?
Yep.
Wow.
But I mean, by then it was just like if you didn't know by now, you should have known.
Are they dead now?
Yep.
Did you kill them?
Absolutely.
Great. Hope we should play it later. Maybe.
going.
Yeah, maybe watch the anime. It's fine. Anime's fine. Alright. Next thing on the list, just hit radio. Like, come on.
That's on my list.
This is fucking great.
Rock that
shit, homie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys love Jet Set Radio, look up Funky Fresh Beats. It's like his newest song, Hideki Naganuma. Look it up. Fucking dope track. Keep going.
I guess next I would put Shatter.
Oh, you played me some of that. What is Shatter?
Shatter is originally a PS3 game, but it's also on Steam. It's like a breakout. You know, like the Pac-Man Championship Edition, where they kind of reinvented Pac-Man to do a new style. It's kind of like that with Breakout. You know, the paddle game where you hit the ball against the shit. This had bosses where you had to fight at the end of like a couple stages. But the music was fucking phenomenal.
You know he means it when he said it with such like gusto. Phenomenal.
He said it like the dude who plays Optimus Prime.
That music was fucking phenomenal. Only here on Toonami.
Is that Megatron?
No.
No, Optus is on like that.
That's the best fucking Optimus Prime. Fucking Toonami is proud to present.
Oh, do you sound like that?
He was the.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other one.
For those people who don't know, because if you don't, you're retarded or you don't have good ears. He did a lot of the commercials for Toonami. Like I think he still does.
Oh,
doesn't
that
he? Yeah.
voice.
Toonami is
yeah,
proud to
yeah.
present Hayao Miyazaki.
He was. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
Voice of God. That's his name. Look him up. You'll find him.
Cool. All right. Well, I also I don't know, Undertale. We talked about that before.
Undertale is a great
The
soundtrack.
soundtrack was awesome.
If there's anything to take away from that game, it would be the soundtrack for me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's other games on my list, but it's like that's good enough.
Maybe one more. I feel like we're missing a few.
If I had to pick one more, I guess I'll put in.
Shit.
Kate, I don't know.
One of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
Spider-Man for the PS1.
Great. I don't know anything about Spider-Man for the PS1.
It's a fantastic game.
Great. Well, that was David's top 10.
And if it was more than 10, then we don't know how to count.
I don't know who the fuck keeps dropping fishes outside,
They
but
just
it's getting
splat.
ridiculous.
They splat right on the ground, real good.
Jesus.
Just dumping a bucket full of them.
Unlike David, who has to choose his favorites, his top 10s, I got my fucking list right here ready to go. Just gonna go one after the other and not waste anyone's time. Number 1, Chrono Triggies, otherwise known as Chrono Trigger.
Is that what they call it?
That's what they call it in South Central.
Oh shit!
Chrono Triggies? Hell yeah. Yo, homie, you gotta play some of them Chrono Triggies? Nah, man. Nah.
I don't mess with that time shit.
I don't mess with no time, homie. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time, and that soundtrack has stood with me to the test of time, where I don't think I could put it anywhere but number 1 on my list. The songs in that game just feel so whimsical and so unique. I've never heard a soundtrack that quite hit that mark that Chrono Trigger did.
Mm.
That's why that's not my number 1. Did I say? That's why it is my number 1. I don't know what I just said right now. Number 2 is... David, I'm going to need you to look up a song real quick. Number 2 is Bomberman Hero. If you're into games or you like music, or both, Bomberman Hero's soundtrack is something you should either know about or need to look up, like, immediately. Look up... man. I believe it is Redial. Look up Redial. Bomberman, somebody said this, I don't remember where, but Bomberman Hero is one of those soundtracks, like video game soundtracks that work as like its own album. Like it just all fits well. It all works into each other. And it's just got that cool, like, it's hype, but it's chill at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it's called, like Animal House or Animal Jazz or something like that.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's a soundtrack that's totally a product of its time. It's a term I throw around lightly, but I mean it when I say it.
It sounds 90s.
That's my number 2, and number 3 is Mega Man 8. Mega Man 8 is like... It's kind of the black sheep of Mega Man, and I say that lightly because I think it's one of the better Mega Man. But people don't like it because it's slow, or they don't like some of the boss fights. I think it's fine. I think it is a decent game, and the soundtrack is fantastic. If you want to play... Have you ever heard the soundtrack?
Yeah, you showed me it.
Frostman?
Yeah. It was great. Yeah.
Hey,
Good song.
play Frostman. Real quick. As long as we're playing songs. You know, we don't know if we want to play music, I don't know if it's better to add it in post or during the show.
It's better to put it in the show.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what works better.
Because otherwise we can get muted. I don't know, I think it's more likely. So.
This is the song that a lot of people remember from the game, but like all the other tracks are so good on their own right, like personally. So
That bass, dude.
if you don't want to play the game, just listen to that soundtrack. I guarantee you, rocks the house.
Isn't 8 the one where like the art style and how like Mega Man looks and everything was different?
It was just upscaled 8-bit. I mean
Was it?
16-bit.
Was it really? I thought they changed like how it looked and everything.
It wasn't 3D. But,
Oh, okay.
I mean, the sprites weren't 3D, but I think the backgrounds might have been. I don't remember.
Okay.
But Mega Man 8 is definitely my favorite Mega Man.
Cool.
Next one. Oh my god. Street Fighter 3rd Strike. That soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. And there's a lot of soundtracks like for fighting games that could be like deemed as good. I absolutely think so. Tekken's got some decent soundtracks. You don't tell me one nerd who doesn't know Guile's theme from Street Fighter 2
It was a meme for a while.
for a long time. It still is a meme.
Yeah.
People are still using Guile's fucking theme. But look up Alex and Ken's theme from 3rd Strike.
Separately?
Alex and Ken. Yeah, it's one theme. It is... I hate that I keep saying it, but... 3rd Strike just embodies that like era of music, I think. Like, it was so jazzy and... God, what would you call it? Like... hip-hop?
It's his hip hop. That's definitely hip hop.
There's a lot of drum and bass, or what is it?
Yeah. Drum and bass.
The
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know, man. It hypes you up, but it's just such like... I feel like it clashes a bit. Like it shouldn't... This type of music shouldn't be so like...
It shouldn't work well.
Yeah. And like other themes are a little more subdued, but they still like amp you up. It's a great soundtrack. I think it's totally underrated. But I don't know if I can say that when 3rd Strike is considered like one of the greatest fighting games of all time.
I think definitely people that played the game, they know it's such a bomb-ass soundtrack.
Yeah,
but in terms of like how many people know about it, I don't know.
I say specifically 3rd Strike because the first two have these songs, but they're a little like... They were reworked over time. So 3rd Strike, I feel like, is the one that got it right.
Yeah.
Alright. Number 5. Or I'll just do 5 and 6 because it's kind of like in sync with one another. But I put Jet Set Radio Future and then Jet Set Radio. David said it. It's a good, funky soundtrack.
So Future is higher than the original.
Yes.
Okay. Is there some notable ones that make it better?
Like tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Concept of Love.
Because Future does have some remixes of the original and some ones from the original.
There was Concept of Love.
Mm-hmm.
There's oh man, I'm blanking. Fly Like a Butterfly. That's another one.
Yeah.
The one that's like they did a song in the first game.
Mom Can't Sleep.
Like I love you. I think that was in Future.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm wrong, because in the first game they had Hey's a magical girl. Something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the same band. I mean, they both have notable games. That's why they're so close. But I feel like Future just like that soundtrack does it more for me than the first game does.
Mm-hmm.
But the first game has like really good soundtrack.
Funky Dealer is a really good one. I think that's only in Future.
The that one?
No.
Which one?
Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah! Dun, 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 dun.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, that one?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what's a good? He actually did. I think it was Ollie Kings. He did the soundtrack for that too, which is like the skateboarding. Like
it's different from because there's this game called Ollie. So Ollie Kings is like is it a PS2 game? Or
it's a
something?
Sega game. It's an arcade game.
Okay.
But he did the soundtrack for that too, and he actually did a remix of. Oh man, what was that other song? There's another one I'm forgetting. So he did a remix of Concept of Love for that game, and he did. See if I can find it. What?
Research. Looking up shit on the podcast.
This is the gaming podcast, after all. Damn, that's what it looks like now. Let's see. Damn. I'm so stupid. Why did I Google this? It's on my phone. Technopathic.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, that song.
That's a good one. But yeah, 2 great games, 2 solid soundtracks. It was so hard picking the number 5 because I'm like, one's better than the other, but I'm gonna have to give it to Future.
Mm-hmm.
Rock this shit, homie. Number 7 is a lesser known game, but Lisa, the Painful RPG, has one of the most unique soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. And it was made by one dude on fucking Fruity Loops, like FL Studios.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's about, not about the tools, but how you use them.
Exactly, and that dude cleaned house. He used a lot of free sounds, like free samples,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever like came with Fruity Loops. I know that because an artist I really like made a song that sounds exactly like a song in the game,
Mm.
and I'm pretty sure they both got both samples from a free, like,
Yeah, that happens a lot.
It's really, really interesting soundtrack. And if you're gonna listen to it, I recommend you play the game and experience the songs through the game.
Mm.
But I would recommend that you listen to Lisa the Joyful's OST. You don't want to play that, you don't have to. But that soundtrack has like 3 tracks on there that kick ass. Are shame are not in the base game. It's so good.
Mm. So, you want to explain Joyful is like a separate game?
Joyful is the... What comes after? Is it the epilogue? Or?
I don't know. You're the one that played the games.
No.
I just know.
I'm asking you, like, the term.
Oh, prequel.
Prologue?
Prequel.
No. What comes next? It's a prologue,
Sequel.
right? It's just what happens
Epilogue?
after the game. It's what
Epilogue?
happens after. We don't know. We're stupid.
Epilogue.
It's what happens right after the game, and a lot of people kind of don't like it because it kind of kills the story.
Mm.
I don't mind it. The music more than made up for it. But yeah, Joyful. I believe it is called Chop Kill 666 Deluxe is like the song on that game that a lot of people like took from. But
that's the one in the track list. I'm like, the fuck does that mean?
it's that song cleans house. Dude.
Okay.
But anyway, great soundtrack, great game. Really underrated. Check it out. It's usually on sale like all the time. Highly recommend it.
Number 7.
Number 8 is Turtles in Time. That shouldn't come as a shock. I only like...
More like a shell shock.
David, remind me to kill you at the end of this podcast.
What a funny story, Mark.
I mean it!
Oh. I mean, we all mean things, but it's not like they'll always come true.
So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. I really hope the composer for that soundtrack is fucking proud of himself, because...
I hope he, did all the coke. I hope he got all the chicks.
Oh, I got to make this a soundtrack. Oh my god. Cowabunga!
He just fucking started programming the whole game like right there. That soundtrack had everything. I hate saying this. It is a product of its time, absolutely. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is so fucking stuck in the 80s. That soundtrack...
Dude, it's like off the cartoon. It's
based off the cartoon,
80s.
the movie, and the comic.
Super 80s, dude. Totally.
That game kicks ass. That
I
soundtrack...
guess technically early 90s, right?
Yeah. The soundtrack... Okay, so there's a SNES one, the Super Nintendo one, and the arcade one. And there's the shitty, Hyperstone Heist. We're not talking about that. Sega Genesis has a shitty sound chip. Moving on. The SNES version had more songs, and somehow... I really hope it's not my ears or just pure nostalgia, but somehow the audio chip on the Super Nintendo enhances that music. Like every crash, every drum beat, every bass line, I feel like it's just like really emphasized more in the SNES version. Now, on the arcade version, I feel like I've talked about this before.
We talked about it in the first part.
Sorry guys, I don't mean to be redundant. I'm just a dumbass who doesn't remember anything. Well, the arcade one has like more instrumental sounds.
Yep.
So think of that what you will, but I just think that soundtrack was really well done.
On the SNES version.
Or just both. Just the SNES version sounds better.
Yeah.
And number 9, Katamari Damacy. Katamari Damacy. Let's go.
La 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 la.
Katamari Damacy. Wah, 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 wah. That game has such an eclectic sounding soundtrack. They just found a bunch of like recording artists and just like, hey, we're making a really crazy game and we want you to make a song about it.
Just off the street, basically?
No, off the street. They would get like famous people too, but
okay.
That's where Lonely Rolling Shooting Star, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
And like Cherry Blossom Color Seasons is like my favorite song in that game. I don't know if that's the official translation, but it's just kids singing about a clump Katamari rolling around.
Mm-hmm.
I love that name too. Katamari Damacy literally translates to clump soul. Like, I feel like if you son of a bitch.
Pick it up. Now it's your turn, Kevin. You gotta pick it up on the timer scale.
Katamari Damacy has a lot of artists making a lot of songs for this one cute little 6-hour game, and it's a fucking ride. Listen to the soundtrack, play the game, do whatever you can. It's a good soundtrack. And number 10, Super Mario RPG.
Cool. Yeah, some of those songs are very, like... I remember definitely being in the online gaming community, being like, yo, this soundtrack, yo.
Fun fact, what does Kingdom Hearts, Super Mario RPG, and Street Fighter 2 all have in common?
The Japanese.
Yes. But they were all also composed by Yoko Shimomura.
Wow.
And her Super Mario RPG soundtrack is iconic as fuck. Like, you could hear the sound in that game and like all her other games.
Mm.
The boss theme, like the forest theme, mid bosses, the final boss theme, the Culex theme, even though it's just like I think it was Final Fantasy IV boss theme.
Mm.
The castle theme, or like that theme that plays when you're going through like a castle or like abandoned ruins or cave or whatever. That game had some really iconic music, and that's the one soundtrack on this entire thing that I'm going to absolutely admit is purely for nostalgia. But I do believe that soundtrack is very well, like it stands alone on its own.
So it is a
Well enough.
good soundtrack that you would listen to it.
Okay, let me rephrase that. There are tracks on that stand out on its own.
Okay.
Okay, not. I mean, obviously it's a video game soundtrack, but there's tracks on there that are really memorable. I think.
Yeah, the Forest one is like super popular.
I mean, now that I think about it, I can't really recommend like all those other soundtracks. Absolutely, look them up. Like
you mean all the way through?
What the album?
Never mind.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but like every one of those soundtracks, absolutely listen to them. They got some great tracks in all of those, but maybe this one just peek through. That's it.
That's our soundtrack.
That's my top 10 list.
Video games.
Okay, so
Videojuegos.
Yo quiero jugar a los videojuegos.
Ah, papá. Pero ¿dónde está el pinche Mario Brothers?
and then he killed the kid.
Wow. That's how it's like in the cartel.
And we got a fucked up audience, David. Where'd you bring him from?
Where did I bring them from?
Yeah.
I thought they were your audience. Who the fuck's audience is this?
Fuck.
Is there a master plotter out there? An evil organization behind this?
David, cut the fucking bullshit with this, alright?
Whoa.
You know, I fucking... had it with this podcast.
What are you?
I've had it with this.
What is this Tommy Wiseau shit?
I don't want to do any of this.
Whoa.
I don't want to deal with you.
Calm down, man. You want me to get the spoons?
We're done with this.
I'll get the spoons.
Your gaming cast? What were you fucking... You know what, David? You know what, David? I've had it with you. I've had it with you. And that's why I brought this sucker out.
Kevin, no! Not that! Another gun!
That one didn't kill you. One more!
Ah, damn it, I tried.